What's going on, YouTube? I thought I'd make a video on the MOS adapter system. If you guys are familiar, the Glock MOS slides have a slide cut right there. Normally they're covered by this, but they do have their own cut. They come with 4 adapter plates. The most one used is for the RMR footprint. Like RMR is the more popular cut. There's more out there, but this is Holosun, and they use the RMR footprint, which makes it nice. That's big thing. But what you need to do is these holes, they don't fit with the holes on there, so you need something to attach it to. So you can use the stock Glock plates. You can see I'm not gonna rehash why they're not the best idea. I know they work for some people, but I don't know if you're consistently shooting. I just don't trust those. I don't want this flying off. I don't want my optic failing or not working or not being zeroed when I need it the most. So I decided to try at first the CH Precision plate. Basically, this is cut to fit into the plate there. You attach 2 screws, and then the cool thing about this, because you normally just screw with these 2 holes, you screw this into the plate itself. But you notice how thin this is, and you know, maybe not that you wouldn't have a lot of thread engagement. So what CNH did was they used these T-nuts. Basically, these are replaceable anchors that you go on the bottom of your plate like that. And it gives you posts and more thread engagement. So basically, it'll have a place for the optic to screw in there. So if you ever were to pull it out and you screw up the threads, you can just get new T-nuts. They give you 4 per pack, and you can buy additional ones if you ever need. But basically, that's how you would screw the plate on there after you screw the, you screw the plate onto your slide, and then you screw it on there. And obviously Loctite or VC3s or any kind of thread locker is encouraged, but that's how it would work. But there's some daylight between the front and the back of here, and you can tell it wiggles. See the wiggle? My fear is, and I'm not a pro at this, I'm not an expert, my fear is your slide is going back and forth with every shot, every 9mm that's done. So there's a lot of, it's wiggling at every shot pretty much, maybe at a microscopic level. So all the stress to keep this on here is just the posts and these, but even these wiggle a little bit. You can hear the wiggle. And like I said, there's some daylight there. And another thing is, if you look at the gap from the sight to the plate, there's daylight there. So it's not, I wish they were more precisely machined. This has not failed me within the time I've installed it, but I just don't want it to fail. So I looked it up, and I heard about Forward Control Designs. This is a little thicker, so it would raise the dot a little bit higher on your slide. But I mean, even with this on, for example, I would still be able to co-witness if you can see my sights. So that's not an issue. Yeah, it's a tad bit higher, but that's not a big thing. But the big deal is, once this is locked in here, even without the screws put in, it does not budge. There's no wiggle. That's how precisely this plate is machined by Forward Control Designs. I mean, that's just tight. Plus, when whatever RMR footprint site or your data you're using, there's a lot less gap between the front and the back. Has a little bit, but I mean, there's no front and back movement. There's a little bit, but there's so much less. So you're taking some of that stress away from the posts and the screws that's holding your side up, and you're kind of making all this into one thing. So I think that's a better idea if you're planning to shoot a lot. Now, if you don't, I mean, have at it. Use the Glock MOS plate. Use something subpar. I mean, ideally, you'd want direct milling. But if you don't want to do that yet, if you don't want to modify your slide yet, the plate system is good to go. But if you want a high durable, trustworthy plate, I would go with something like Forward Controls. There's 1171, I think, is another company. There's a lot of, in my opinion, better plate manufacturers to mount your red dot to your Glock slide or any others. So that's just a little quick video I thought I would make for you guys. Let me know what you guys use. Do you guys have yours direct milled. I do want to eventually do that. Do you guys use a different plate system? Do you think I'm completely off base by saying this is not as good as the Forward Controls? Let me know your thoughts, guys, and you know, definitely let me know your ideas on that. But this is what I'm going to be installing tonight.